Don't look at failures as failures. Look at failures as learning opportunities, and look at them and make sure you analyze each and every single one of them.
Welcome. This is the Hot Real Estate Investing Podcast, a podcast dedicated to helping others through real estate investing. Our hosts interview guests from all aspects of real estate investing who generously share valuable experiences and advice. Whether you're starting out or an experienced investor, this is the show for you.
Hello, and how's it going? My name is Travis Shelton, and welcome to the Hot Real Estate Investing Podcast, where I interview guests who want to help others investing in real estate. We keep these podcasts fun and full of value, and today we're going to change it up a little bit. You're going to have to listen to me a little bit more than normal, and we're going to talk about failure and why failure is only the first step. We're going to talk about, number one, what is failure? Number two, why failure is the first step. And number three, what to do when you fail. So we always start these shows off with some motivation. And our motivational quote today comes from Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon said, "The majority of men meet with failure because their lack of persistence in creating new plans to take place of those which fail." And this is something I have written on my whiteboard. It's something I read routinely because each and every day we have opportunities to succeed and we have opportunities to fail. And every single day when we do fail at one thing or another, maybe we eat that donut for breakfast instead of oatmeal, or maybe we don't work out in the morning like we had planned to, and we have those little minor failures in life. It's that opportunity to create the new plan. Do I eat a healthier lunch? Do I work out in the afternoon? Do I do something different from that failure? And that plan that we create from the failure is so vitally important to our success and those next steps. And so I really wanted to bring this topic along because it's so imperative that you're not fearful of failure, and that when you get to a place in your life or you know, your personal life or your professional life, that you do hit a little bit of a snag or a failure, that you can kind of pick yourself up, you know, dust yourself off and get to that next step and move forward from those failures, because everyone fails. You know, it's just that most people don't talk about failure. Right? Everyone has failed in their life in one situation or another situation. And everyone will fail again. Right? So I want to be able to provide you guys those ways to get your head in the right mind space, right, when you do fail, or what you do when you do fail. So that's my motivational quote. It's one of those things I do personally read nearly every single day, so that when I'm struggling, when I'm having maybe a little bit of an unmotivated day, that I can read that and say, you know what, that didn't go right, that didn't go according to plan, but guess what? I got to lay the bricks. I got to lay the foundation for the next plan so that I can be successful and I can achieve those goals that I'm setting. And so the way I want to help real estate investors, number one, again, is to focus, number one, what is failure, right? If you look up in the dictionary, you'll see that failure is defined as a lack of success. Okay? Maybe a little general there. And if you think of an unsuccessful person, you might call them a failure, right? So it's just a lack of success, and that's not finite, right? That's maybe you failed at one thing. The omission of the expected or required action is also a failure. So if you think, hey, you didn't do the required steps in class, you failed that class, right? That was a class you failed. You didn't fail at life. You know, a failure is an event, right? We shouldn't call people failures unless they're literally failing at every single thing in life. And maybe some people do. I probably have a few friends that are failures, or I've encountered a couple people in my life that have been true failures probably. But they also, that was a joke, right? Everyone has positive attributes and things to contribute. And it's trying to identify those in each and every person that you come across, but also each and every business opportunity that might come across your desk. And so now that we kind of know what failure is, you know, why is failure the first step? And failure is that first step because failure is life's greatest teacher, right? When you're a baby, I have 3 young kids, right? I have a 7-month-old right now learning how to turn over. I have kids learning how to ride a bike, learning how to swim. And when you see failure through children, it really, as an entrepreneur, it lights such a spark for me because as my kids have tried to learn how to walk or crawl or run, they fall repeatedly over and over and over. They just keep getting back up. When my kid tries to swim and he's not successful in floating or doing one thing or doing the next thing, he just keeps trying. And part of success is just showing up each and every day. Part of success is just dusting yourself off and moving forward each and every day. You're going to hit a lot of things in your real estate investing journey that it's really easy to throw in the towel and to quit. But you really got to be able to motivate yourself each and every day and wake up, dust yourself off, and take the next steps because there's a huge success and wealth and all the things that you're working hard. It doesn't happen overnight. It does take time. It frustrates me when all these gurus and social media show, oh, I've never been a failure. I've never had any kind of, that's BS, guys. Like those people have probably failed some of the hardest, right? And they pick themselves up and they've just been on this upslope of success because they failed so hard, they're achieving that much more. And so don't be fooled by everything out there. A lot of these people that are just scared to talk about failures, they're salesmen, right? They're not going to ever tell you about the negative things that happen because they want you to think that their money is secure with them, that your investment's secured with them. But believe me, everyone fails in life. I'm super successful in a lot of ways in my life, right? I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful family. I have a doctorate. I have an MBA. I've worked at Mayo Clinic, the number 1 healthcare organization in the world. I have a job that a lot of people in my profession as a pharmacist would love or kill for, to be able to have the sort of job that I have. I am pretty successful in real estate, going to continue to be more successful in my real estate investing. But there's a million things I fell at. I fell at being a dad every day, the type of dad I want to be, right? I fell at being the type of husband I want to be because my goals and what I'm shooting for are that much more than a lot of other people. But also, I'm not so naive to know that I can be better and I want to be better. And I'm not looking at the glass half empty. I'm really looking at I have that much more ability and I have that much more in me to give, to be excellent or to be the very best dad or be the very best husband or be the very best investor. In each and every aspect of my life, I'm looking to be the very best. And so, why failure, again, kind of circling back to that, why it's the first step is because in every process of reaching a goal, you're going to encounter challenges. Okay, not all leads to success. Okay, I'm going to say that again. In every process of reaching a goal, you're going to encounter challenges. All right, and so you have to be able to endure challenges. You have to be able to push through challenges to achieve your ultimate goal, right? And to achieve your ultimate success, you got to be able to push through those things. And these challenges change repeatedly through these conversations and interviews I've had on this podcast. You heard it from Bridger Pennington, right? His challenges today are different than his challenges yesterday, right? The challenges of Zach Happenstall were different when they were a smaller company as opposed to when they were a bigger problem. Those are different than when people are just starting out and they have problems just simply finding a property manager, finding a contractor, finding, the next deal. You're going to continue to experience challenges and you're going to have to continue to be able to endure and break through those challenges. And so when you accept that failure is a part of the process, you're going to be encouraged to never give up. When you expect you're going to hit a little challenge, you're not going to just stop when you hit that challenge or think, oh, there it is. again, I got to stop. I can't buy this property because, I got told no by a lender, or, oh, there was an issue at the inspection, or, oh, you know what? A partner backed out. These are all things that really happen in real estate investing. And you have to be able to say, is this the right deal? Then I'm going to find a way to make it work. Is this the right situation? Then you're going to find a way that leads to success, or your ability to close that deal, or to be able to operate that sort of transaction, or that opportunity to ultimately pursue that different type of opportunity. And so you have to understand that that failure is just part of the process. And really, to me, it's the first step, right? Sometimes you have to hit rock bottom. Sometimes you have to hit that failure to really know what success is and what sort of success level you want to achieve. And everything can be going good, right? But that biggest lesson in life is going to be the one time that you do fail, right? You're going to look at so many different opportunities. I regularly say that, one of my biggest failures was also one of my biggest successes. And that was the very first home I ever purchased in 2009, right? There was a crash. I bought a 6-bedroom, 4.5 bath, 3,000 square foot home for a single dude. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, but I did know that I could rent rooms out to pay most of my mortgage, so I could pay more on my student loans, so I could save more money and still invest while I was making over $100,000 a year out of pharmacy school with my doctorate. So I had 3 or 4 different options of homes. All of those probably appreciated more. All of those were maybe in different areas that I could have been more successful. But that one property taught me how to rehab homes. It taught me how to sell a more difficult asset. It taught me how to do renovations. It taught me how to hire contractors. It taught me so much because there were little failures along the way that it made me a lot better real estate investor. Those other properties would have been so easy. I would have made so much money. I wouldn't have had to done anything. They would have been easy to sell or flip or so many different things that I wouldn't have learned any lessons realistically. I would have been like, wow, this is easy, and just, turn and burn. But it's when you hit those speed bumps, right? You learn, oh, you got to slow down before you go over that. Oh, I got to maybe learn something before I go and do this next step. Those things ultimately lead to your ultimate success and achieving higher success than you'd ever achieve if you didn't hit any of those failures. And so transitioning to really the third point of this talk, and that's, what do you do when you fail, right? Do you throw in the towel? Do you throw your hands up? Do you quit? Right? We're not golfing here. That's what I do when I golf. I throw the club. I curse. You go take the next shot, right? You duff it. You hit it out of bounds to the right. You slice it. You go. You take your drop. You take your penalty, and you move forward and you progress with the hole. And it's the same thing in life. It's the same thing in real estate investing. When you do hit failure, and you're going to hit failure, there's a couple things you can do. Number one, stay positive, right? Laugh about it. I do it when I hit a bad golf shot. I just laugh. I'm like, wow, you play this much golf and you still can't hit the ball straight, right? You have to have some humility. So you have to kind of laugh it off. Stay positive. One way I really try to stay positive and is to have some appreciation. What did I learn from this situation? I've learned that taking like a thank you walk in the morning, or just going and thinking to myself, what are all the things I'm grateful for? What are all the things I'm appreciative of? What is this situation going to teach me in the future? And having that second and having that appreciation in the moment, it's really hard to be negative if you're being thankful or gracious or having gratitude towards everything, right? I go on a daily thank you walk. I'm thankful for, living in Arizona. I'm thankful for this weather. I'm thankful for my health. I'm grateful for, all these things, my life, my wife, my real estate, my kids. There's so many things I'm grateful for. And when I place myself in that sort of mood, that gratuity mood, there's no way I can be angry at a little mistake, right? And so that allows me to stay calm and appreciative and then move into the next step. And that's to analyze. Okay. You got to look at your failures, right? We learn the most through our failures, but only if we take the moment to analyze those failures. Was there something I could have avoided? Was there something I did wrong? Did I do everything right? And this was just a bad situation. And, a black swan event? Was this something that I should have seen and I was just going too fast? Did I try to grow too quickly? Did I grow too small? There's so many things that could have wound up the rationale for that error, or maybe it wasn't even an error, but for that failure. And so you really have to analyze the situation. Okay, take a step back. Maybe have a third party, discuss it with a friend, maybe another investor. What would they have done differently? What could you have done differently? And then really identify those mistakes. What did you do wrong? Okay, well, this home was a 2-story home, and 2 stories are a little harder to sell than 1 stories in Arizona. It had a weird layout. It didn't have an open kitchen concept whatever it was in that situation that led to failure. Do that deep, thorough analysis and then really identify those mistakes. Are those situations that you could have been avoided? Are those situations you didn't catch up front? Are those situations you're ever going to do again? Right? I have a shared well on one of my cabins. I will never do that again. It led to not a whole lot of situations, but enough situations that it's frustrating. I like to own my real estate. I like to own everything about it. I don't want everyone had to any dictation, no encumbrances, nothing about my property, right? In this situation, I have a shared well. I got to deal with someone else, even though it's my asset. That's a failure. That's a mistake. That's something as I analyze again, I will never do that again. And so that's an identified mistake when I evaluated an asset that I didn't think was really a big deal because I never endured it before. I never had that situation before. But now that I have, I can truly tell you hey, no, I'm good. I don't want to have any kind of shared utilities, shared wells, nothing that I have to share with another individual on my lots and on my property. And so that's a way you analyze, you identify the mistake, and then ultimately the last thing is you try it again, right? I'm going to continue to purchase real estate. I'll probably buy more cabins in the future. I'm not going to have a shared well. I'm going to buy more big 6, 7, 8, 9 bedroom properties in the future. Maybe, maybe not, right? That made me switch to focus more on my single and long-term investing on 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 2 car garage. Really easy to sell, really easy to flip, really easy to rent, really easy to short-term rent, really easy, different lot of exit strategies. And so that one little failure or that one little situation has led to a lot more success in my investing and helped me resculpt my investment criteria, my buy box, a lot of different factors. And so don't look at failures as failures. Look at failures as learning opportunities and look at them and make sure you analyze each and every single one of them. And so, guys, today I really just wanted to talk about failure. Wanted to talk about why it is truly the first step to success. Okay, define failure. Tell you guys that, failure is just part of the process and that you should expect failure along the way. And when you hit failure, the real failure is that lack of persistence creating the new plan to take place of that which fell so that you can move forward. Okay? So guys, I really hope that this helps. I really hope that you're not worried that you made a little failure, that you made a little mistake, that maybe it was outside your control, but the deal just didn't go the right way, that you didn't give up. Don't ever give up. Okay? Keep putting one foot in front of the other and you will succeed in this life. Just keep grinding, guys. I hope this helped. Take care and God bless.
Thank you for listening to the Hot Real Estate Investing Podcast. Check out our website, hotrei.com, for additional content and resources. And please take a moment to subscribe and leave a review so we can continue to bring even more value to others through real estate investing.